MC's property. I'm a beast of no nation. I'm a beast by vocation. Lyrically, I will empirically block the memory out of any MC. Tell MC me just, well, dangerous. Jesus me just, I tangaras. This is the manner in which I will teach a young spitter to spit at his target. This is the way of an artist, a purging, a catharsis, the emerging of a market, a genre on my own. I guess it's because I'm the last, one of the last true MCs. Every god say true indeed, every queen say I reflect. Am I really resonating yet demonstrating fresh? Stop hating, bless. Bless, 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 bless. Look out, never criticize black people but never see what never know yet. Why? Yes, 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 yes. Jesus Jones on the microphone, gonna merge to the words become flesh. I tell you, I'll be on the corner, coking on the owner. Mary Magdalena, 3 quarters back to owner. I'll be on my grind, water into wine. I can heal the blind, rhymes wicked every time. Jesus Jones, the reason, the one who some believe in. Rebuke the heathen, cast 1,000 demons off the legion. The flow, the mic, the roof. The truth is the truth. The head that fits the crown. How you living 120 selling out for the pennies? I don't like that. Every wrong gotta right that. Poor but despite that, Israelites take your life back. I have not been sent but unto the lost sheep being murdered in the streets of a ghetto. Every Papa Geppetto, long nose Pinocchio, stereotype I'll burn. Lucifer, your kingdom's falling. Black man, your life is calling. Maybe you can't hear that. You don't even hear your wife and babies calling. Babylon, let's burn it down. Righteous judgment. Wickedness in high places like this government. Where the money holes close, he don't talk about those. He owns some artists. Let's talk about flow, let's not. He already know he hot. Lyrically pop locked to the heat of a hot beat dropped by Elizabeth's son. Messiah clear away for the things I say will play to the kingdom come. Call it the gospel. You're under God's spell. Yes, indeed, we were all God's sent to the God just like a host who fell. From the cradle to the prison, it's a pipeline. This is my position when I write rhymes. I think you need to listen to the right rhymes. Stop me, never know, not this lifetime. I'll be on the corner, coking on the owner. Mary Magdalena, 3 quarters back. I'll be on my grind, water into wine. I can heal the blind, rhymes wicked every time. Jesus Jones, the reason, the one who some believe in. Rebuke the heathen, cast 1,000 demons off the legion. The flow, the mic, the roof. The truth is the truth. The head that fits the crown. Can't keep it down. I don't have a lot of money, I ain't got a lot of friends, few foes, God knows I'm rich. But I get a lot of trouble from the servants of the devil for my radical rap music. Rappers amuse me with all that amusing's meant to humiliate, mock, and facilitate how they assassinate consciousness. Let them get a better shot at this. No one can stop you. Guess I needed to repeat that. No one can stop you. I'm a leader of an old school G. I'm a problem vocally. I produce God, shape, earth, gave birth to the first conscious, fresh MC. Shout out to the Jungle Brothers, make another record, please. It's hard out here for a G like me to learn anything from these MCs. No disrespect, you. Big up yourself, rule. Don't puss him out, forget, cool, forgetting. I can do it if I want to. Point to the crew who suit you, stop your progresso. You're a Campbell's, can good rap sell. Stack shells, gotta love a metaphor. Quite sure, I love what I'm metaphor. Why not? My op metal metaphor. I'm hot, why you gotta sweat it for? You're not. I'll be on the corner, coffee on the owner. Mary Magdalena, 3 quarters back to owner. I'll be on my grind, water into wine. I can heal the blind, rhymes wicked every time. Jesus Jones, the reason, the one who some believe in. Rebuke the heathen, cast 1,000 demons off the legion. The flow, the mic, the roof. The truth is the truth. The head that fits the crown. Can't keep it down, 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 down.
Oh, yo, what's going on? Yeah, I gotta do it. That's my LeRon impression, my GM. Why you laughing, brother? I can't hear him. Like, I can't hardly hear. I can't hear. Is my joint on? Can you hear me? I can't hear y'all.
Can you hear me now?
All right.
All right.
Say something again.
Yeah, I didn't think you was gonna come on the air like that.
Yeah, that's how I was gonna. Yeah, that's my that's my LeRon impression. You know, he come with the hoodie on his head. You know,
man.
You know,
Stop it, man.
Looking like you was in a Bone Thugs and Harmony video. I thought this was East 1999 for a minute.
Hold up. What's up?
Or Walk This Way remix, man. Come
Oh,
on.
man.
He said, "Walk this way." I got the sweatsuit on.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I seen it.
Wait. I think we got a caller. You guys want to take this call?
You want to take this call already, or you want to jump in a little bit more?
Hey man, let's take the caller real quick before we get into this, because I want to talk about this so-called sacrificial bull crap everybody keep talking about. With my
Welcome
man,
to the Sabir Bey
Rob.
Show, fam. What's your name and where you calling from?
Greetings, this is Terry. I'm from Detroit.
Peace. What's going on,
Hey.
sister? How's everything?
Everything is everything. I'm just out here at the Million Man March anniversary celebration. I was calling in to listen in on the conversation.
That's what's up. I see he got Kid and Play in the room with him.
Yeah, you
My
already
troublemaker.
know. You know what
He got
it
his
is.
children. I see him over there whispering, saying,
You know I got to keep the goons with me for protection.
That's what's up. Yo, what's going on, Terrain? What's happening out there in the D?
Oh, we're just right now we're wrapping up the celebration and reflection on the last 20 years since the Million Man March and all the commitments that were made, and just looking at what kind of progress has been made. So
Oh,
it's
that's
pretty
what's up.
interesting.
Hey, we also have callers listening from Canada too. So shout out to my Canada family
Definitely.
also that's listening. You know, and again, I always give shout out to my troublemaker right there.
You know what it
sitting
is.
in there.
You know what
I'm not
it
next.
is.
I'm on the opposite. I'm not necessarily on the opposite side, but I'm actually in Texas right now. So we live streaming. That's how it goes.
On the third
I
coast.
like this.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, man. Just getting ready for tomorrow, man. Hey, what's up, LeRon? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. You enlightening us once again, bro. I guess we have to send you all to where you at, bro.
Yo, you funny, dude. Tomorrow at the Shape Center in Houston. So it started at 7 o'clock. We're gonna have the first premiere at the Out of Darkness documentary. It's gonna be off the hook. It's gonna be Q&A, whole lot of stuff. And then we're gonna shoot to Dallas for 2 days at the Doc Bookstore. We got Saturday and Sunday next weekend. So it's gonna be off the hook. So if you're in Houston, I'm in town. Come on by, shop Shape Center. It's going to be off the hook 7 o'clock, man. It's going to be good, man. So what's going on with you, my troublemaker?
Man, everything is good, man. You know, I'm keeping up with the current events, and you remember a few weeks ago we was talking about the sister down in Atlanta, and she was, going through that process, and they accused her of, making all of these inflammatory statements on YouTube about, killing the cracker and a war on white folks and all of this. But let me tell you how they did her. So she did all of this, or they accused her of doing all of this. The cop that arrested her was black. She go before the judge. The judge is black. Now you done went on this whole tirade, or you've been accused of going on this whole tirade on YouTube about white people this and white people that, and then they got these black folks pushing you through the system. And I'm waiting to see. But that just goes to show how they play this propaganda game. Now you done did all of this talking, and everybody who's putting their nails in your coffin is black now. And it's crazy. It's crazy to watch how that all unfolds. But you gotta, again, you gotta be careful about the things that you say. Just because you don't agree with the system until you're in a situation where you have a means to change that system, you still have to confine in some respects.
Exactly. Black power. That's what they deal with. What happened to all those people? That was, did they put up money? Did they come together? Did they run into the Moors yet about the law part? Like, what's, I don't know.
What?
Like you said,
she had some people. Go ahead. She had some people who was out there supporting her, but for the amount of people who were responding when she was on social media and YouTube, they had nothing like that showing when they were out in front of the courtroom, And so, again, people get caught up in this social media hype, and they really let it get to them. And, those people aren't going to be there, when you log off your phone. When you put your phone away, them people not going to be there standing right beside you when you go out there and face the world. So you can't let social media be the vessel that puts you in a situation where you're doing things that's going to put you in these situations, and you have no kind of support group.
Right.
But you know what though? It depends on social media can play a big role. And I'm glad you said that, because if you use it the right way, if you use it the way it should be used, just take for instance Lamar Odom. I want to talk about that before we get into it. I want to talk about the motor vehicle law stuff too. But Lamar Odom, and like I said, you walked away for a minute. Media could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this radio since 2003. I've been challenging all of them. They haven't yet. And I know that they look at these shows, they watch these shows, they're on YouTube. You know, they all over. And they never would challenge what I'm saying is wrong. You follow me? So the media can destroy you. And that's the part of them decapitating our people. It's nothing new. I look at that, and I say this to say, once you study history, and I'm going to speak about this in Houston, I looked at, you know, the brother Lamar Odom. They saying, you know, he got high off of some, first of all, herbal stimulant. But I don't know. First of all, it's not an herbal. It's not herbal. It's a drug, goddamn it. Let's keep it real.
Right.
It's not herbal. But they destroyed this man in the media. Period.
Of course.
Then push. If you're not strong enough, you can break in the media like that, and they do that first. That's an ancient tactic with them. If you study history, there was and I've had a conversation with Horace Butler. You might be listening. Shout out Horace Butler, who wrote When Rocks Cry Out before I came in. I brought up to him about how they would cut the heads off of our people, right? And I said this dated back in 1455. Y'all can research this. 1455, it was a Moorish chief gypsy. I said it right. Moorish chief gypsy in Galloway. So the King James II said, give me the head of the Moorish chief. Now, when you cut the head off the Moorish chief, off any kind of head, the bodies will fall. Right? That's what they were doing back then. This happened in 1455. Right? So he was given a promise that he would get land if anybody would bring the head of the Moorish chief back, which they called a boar's head. Boar's head is nothing but a Moorish head, which it's actually a meat company too. It's called the boar's head. It's a symbol of a beast, of chopping the head off the beast, because they looked at us as terrorists back then in 1455. See, everything still extends from the Moors, our history. And again, I don't know if y'all caught on to what I'm saying to you. They took the head of the Moorish gypsy in Galloway, because he was a terrorist. King James said, if anybody can bring me that head back, what happened, he said that they would give them land. It's still happening to this day.
Right.
And I had this conversation with Horace Butler, and it came up about everybody using the symbol of the Moorish head everywhere. That's not a good look. It's nothing triumph about it. It's all basically destruction. How do they use that to this day? Right? Today, they say they can destroy the head. I was watching Cat Williams speak about Dave Chappelle. And he said, we watched them decapitate Dave Chappelle in the media. Go back. He was in that same studio right there. Cat Williams said right in front of our faces, it's still happening to this day. He said they decapitated Dave Chappelle in the media. They told him it was about the money thing. And they said by the time he get off that plane back to his home, you will be destroyed in the media. That he was on crack. He was heroin addict, all these other things. And I'm like, is anybody paying attention to what Cat is saying? Again, from 1455, and also when you study 1881, it was 500 decapitated men and women set on the roadside so the public can see what they do. Now, I'm showing to show y'all they do it different. They ain't gonna order to cut your head off. Now, they probably assassinate you, kill you, period. But the first thing they do in the media is destroy you mentally. Most people can't deal with that pressure. So rather, I don't know if this brother was on drugs. They saying he was. I heard he wasn't. It's even here nor there. I wouldn't know until I talked to him, right? But I'm just showing you the manipulation of the media. Of course. So, and reason why I'm saying that it's happened to me with my own people. I put the F finger up. It happened to me, but I'm a different type of person, so it's not going to work with me. I understand how the media works. So as I'm watching all of this that's happening, and I had a conversation with an actress, and I'm not even going to say her name on here, but we were riding from Vegas, and she was telling me about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. She said, anytime you speak about something that you know, what they do is go to the media first and destroy you. And gullible black people feed into that. Right now, I'm watching people saying that Lamar Odom is being sacrificed right now. What? I'm like, wait, but you're going to feed into that without doing your research. You follow me? But if you don't understand history, going back to the Moors again, they destroyed you all the way through time. Right. They were cutting the heads off. Again, if you cut the head off of somebody, the bodies will fall. So either they're going to automatically kill you this day and age, or they're going to destroy you. Now, I'm saying to say this is that we have to study the right information. But before I started doing radio in 2003, there was a brother, Omar, from the Nation of Islam. He gave me some advice, and I always like to listen to people when they give me advice, if it's good advice. He said, Sabir, this is what they're going to do to you. Now, mind you, I'm talking about 2003, when I first started. He said, brother, this is what they're going to do to a person like you. They said, give you their money, number one, give you their woman, number two. When I say woman, that's the European, that's who he's talking about.
Right.
Number three, he said they would discredit you in the media. That's three. He said four is just kill you. This is in 2003. He said this to me. And I'm watching those things happen, from their women to their money, which I turned down over years. A lot of money I turned down. A lot. Or they try to discredit me. But it necessarily wasn't the European. It was my people who tried to. And that's why I'm the way I am. And people don't know why I'm the way I am. And say, if you think you have anything against or on Sabir, please call me on the show. I'm live. Put it out there. Don't put nothing on YouTube about me, because I laugh at that. That's a joke to me. But if you think you know something about me, call me and air me out on the air. You notice from 2003 they have not yet, no one came up and said anything to me on the air, and they all watched this show. Why? You have to make sure you are covered. I'm not perfect, but I know this game that I'm in. And it's going right back to this brother. In this industry, we don't have real conscious people around these artists. You have fools around these artists. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like 3 people before you get to that artist.
Yep.
And people don't understand how this game works. So again, my job, and that's why I don't want to say sell out. I've never compromised my position with certain things, is because I know what needs to be said. You know what I mean? I'm not bound to nobody's, no group, no nothing. By nature, I am a Moor. That is my nationality. That has nothing to do with religion or a clique. That's who I am. But I know for sure this is the game they play with our people.
Right.
So again, I'm not here to condemn this dude. I mean, I understand the pressures. I grew up in Philly. Anybody know me from Philly, they know what I went through. They know me being shot up. They know me from the streets. They know my history. And people use and say, well, his best friend got killed. I had best friends got killed too. I had my parents lost 2 years behind each other. I've been shot up multiple times. So it depends on the individual and who you around.
Right.
To keep you going. My circle is very small. You see what I'm saying? It's very small. And I know I can call on these people at any that maybe he didn't. Or maybe the people he's around just want to offer him the drugs. And one thing that we have to study in history right now, in Canada, there's a tribe that's in Canada. And I used to always say this: anybody that get high can be controlled. That's the reality.
Right.
If you get high, you can be controlled. In Canada, they're colonizing, I forgot the tribe. I wish the sister would sent me the information, but there's a tribe of Eskimos that look like Eskimos, the darker ones, not the pale-faced ones.
Right.
They're colonizing those areas right now up there, and they're trying to make them provinces. They with the territories right now. So what they did is they gave them years of alcohol. So now what they're doing, they're locking them cats up for drinking. You follow me? So what? No, follow me with this. Follow me with this, Ant. If you do a drug raid or person on drugs, what do they do if you locked up? They take you out the house. What happens next?
You start going to do withdrawals at some point.
You lost your house.
Oh,
period.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You lost it, right? Same thing with what they're doing with the Eskimos in Canada. They said a bottle of vodka, I think she said a bottle of vodka, something like that, cost $75.
Sheesh.
Right?
Yeah,
just like
crazy.
anything else. We're going to find a way to pay for this.
Right.
So once they lock these Eskimos up, right, they can take their land, say they're incompetent, just like our people. They did the same thing with crack with our people. You see what I'm saying? They did the same thing with China. In China, people was getting high off of opium. But what did China do? China said, you know what? We're going to kill everybody that's high off of opium and start out over again. So what do you think we got to do? Kill everybody off. So in this industry, that's all they give them is drugs. Yo, you can get any girl you want. How much drugs you want? Yo, what do you got? They said he spent $75,000. But for what? from Saturday to Wednesday. This is what they saying. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
So again, it's the wrong people around these dudes. You follow me? And it's the wrong information that's being put out constantly. This is what is happening. Wrong information, unless you listen to the Sabir Bey Show.
So you're gonna get the truth.
So you're gonna get the truth. So I just wanted to air that out there, man, because it's no, people talking about he got sacrificed because he sacrificed his homies. This is all the crap I'm hearing right now. I say he sacrificed his homies.
That's them people who be talking about the Illuminati. They said the same thing when Robin Williams died. They was like, oh, it's a sacrifice. They said the same thing about Joan Rivers too, I believe.
They said the same thing of Mike Jackson.
Yeah, it's always them people who come out with that Illuminati,
and they don't have a damn clue on what Illuminati. It means to illuminate, to enlighten someone.
Right.
So with these, and again, they can call us. This numbers is 323-965-1600. Call us in and disprove us wrong. That's all you have to do. But again, you gotta stop putting out that false information with people.
Exactly.
It's crazy to actually believe this, man. That he's dying now. Now Chloe is sacrificing him. I said, what the? Wait a minute. Like, really?
Man, you'd be surprised what people believe when they don't study.
They're not going to study. Everything they're dealing with, and they know who I'm talking about, is based on emotions. And that's why it says, let your emotions be crucified. Let's deal with factology. We're not dealing with emotions. Let's deal with facts. Hit us up in the studio if you want a question or comments. I mean, I just had to air that out there, and I hope y'all share this, because I'm riding with the brother. I don't even know him. But he's a brother. What I mean? I don't know, Go ahead.
Quick update. I did read a little bit before we came on the air. They did say that he is, they said he was responsible. I guess he finally opened his eyes and he's been breathing on his own without a breathing machine. So they said his condition has improved since earlier today when people, they were saying all of that crazy stuff on social media and
trying to kill
different news outlets. So, reports are the brother's doing better.
And actually, F TMZ, F them cats, man. I'm like, I did it. They out of their damn mind. For real, dude. They trying to bury people.
Well, that's their job. They live off of controversy and negativity and putting black people in a negative light. So that's just, it's who they are.
And if you notice that, if anybody go back to my show, I think you was there, Anthony. You notice that TMZ never challenged me. We called them out 3 weeks straight. We had a press release in the whole 9 yards. You notice they
I did. Yeah, I do
remember
that. I remember that. Yeah.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
We did it for 3 weeks straight. If you go Google right now, Sabir Bey challenges TMZ. Sabir Bey challenged TMZ. Go look it up. It's probably a couple months ago.
Yeah.
They're always up on gossip, but you best believe they know who I am. They know what's going on. They will not respond to anything that I'm saying.
But that's the game plan of propaganda. It doesn't. And it's just like when you're dealing with politicians. It doesn't benefit them to spread certain information, because it then puts them in a position to where they're not as needed. If politicians come out and start talking about law and nationality and all of these things that pertain to people who, for the most part, haven't been having rights, then what do I need you for? Because now I can represent myself. So the same thing goes with propaganda too. Once we remove this negative propaganda, you no longer have a use for me. And that's along the same premise of capitalism. If people were out building their own things and dealing with things within their own community, they would have no need for us. Thus, our way of living is destroyed. So they can't allow for these things to happen. So, of course, they're going to come out and they're going to do certain things to put themselves in a position where they can keep eating.
Exactly. But you must, and I tell people that, and I always put this cry out, man, you must study the law. It is not their laws. They deal with procedures. And we're going to get into that on the other half an hour of it, but we have to study that. But we will. We want to take your calls. I mean, give us a call inside the studio. My troublemaker is actually there. If you doubt anything that we're saying, please, I would say research everything. Yeah. Research everything that we're talking about. And don't allow this media to destroy our people. Again, that brother may have, he probably came back. When I got shot the first time, I literally died on the table and I was brought back. I didn't see it back then, you know what I mean? But I was going back to the same thing I've been doing. So the second time I got shot, it was like, yo, dude, like, you ain't getting it. I don't know if it's a third time, you know.
Right.
You may not, So, it was the same way with Tupac. It happened twice. And sometimes people don't see that. You know, they don't see it. Say, yo, I'm gonna give you one more chance to fix this. And some people see it and some people don't.
And it's all about what you're willing to sacrifice too. You know,
but you got to get rid of certain people in your circle though. It's not good for you.
Definitely, and that's all a part of growing too. As you grow, you know, some people who don't want to grow, want to remain stagnant, you know, they're gonna fall by the wayside because those things, you know, the things that keeping y'all friends aren't gonna keep you friends once you start growing.
That's true. Again, I've been in Vegas many times. I can only do 2 days there, dude. Like, that place is the devil. You know what I mean? Seriously, it's like you could do anything and everything out there.
Yeah.
To have these
you can.
In that room, like, really think they give a damn about him? I'm just throwing this out there for the other artists. For any of these artists that's coming up, give you the same advice they gave me. Listen, if you speak in truth, if you speak in period, be careful of the women, all of that stuff. You have to be very careful. And I always have to have people around me to remind me of that same thing.
And that's the point of having a community, so that you have a strong support group, you know, because a lot of times, you know, we fall off the wagon, quote unquote, or we backslide, quote unquote, you know, because everybody's growing. Nobody's perfect. And as we grow, you know, sometimes when things get hard, you revert back to what you know. You know, if you're coming from a negative place and you're now in a positive place, you know, sometimes when stuff get bad, you revert. That's just human nature. You go back to what's comfortable. But when you have a strong support system around you, you know, it helps you to get back on and to stay focused and to keep pushing forward. And we got to make sure that, you know, as we grow, we keep people around us who want to see us do good because they see the good in us, not because they think that there's something to be gained on the back end.
Look where you at right now. You in Hollywood right now, brother. So that's how they act out there. But listen, you listening to the Sabir Bey Show. Listen on RMC On Air. Give us a call, 323-965-1600. 323-965-1600. I'm going to memorize this number real soon.
I doubt it. I doubt it. It sounds good, but I doubt it. We'll be 2 years down the road. He's still going to have that little notepad.
Listen. I can tell you the number from WRD when I did radio in Philly. I know that number by heart. Don't get it twisted. Trust me, bro. It takes me a minute. But listen, I'm down here, man, in Texas, y'all. We're going to take this quick break, and we're going to come back. I want to talk about the motor vehicle laws because a couple people don't understand that moving violations are not criminal acts. And we're going to talk about that because they've been taking a lot of people's cars, locking people up, and the whole 9 yards. But while we take this break, I want you to look up Title 49 of the CFR, Title 49 of the CFR, which is the Code of Federal Regulations, so you can ride with me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The Code of Federal Regulations, Title 49, motor vehicle, the Code of Federal, the United States Codes, Title 49, again, this is where all the laws come from, and that's transportation, all right? Transportation means moving from one place to the next with commodities and property. All right, so 49 is where you can find all this information at. We're going to take this quick break. Who we got coming up? LeRon, we got that checkpoint, right?
Yes, sir.
LeRon?
Yeah,
right,
that's what we got.
Let's go into that track.
Yes,
listen, y'all, tune in. Let's tune in, call in, y'all. Sabir Bey Show. It's going down. We'll be right back. Is it playing?
A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. Every time I come outside, here's another pig that wanna check my ride. Open up the trunk and take a look inside. Even if you try, you can't stop my grind. Shine me in the eyes with them goddamn lights. Then they violate my goddamn rights. It's the same story every hood, every night. Everybody numb to it, we don't do nothing but buy blunts. In the Palestinian bodegas, they sell rotten tomatoes, loose Newport shorts and quarter waters. Little did they know that I could be a supporter. They treat us the same way when we go to the border. Got the same enemies in the game, in the streets. but they blame you and me if you aim to be free. It's so plain you can see that they train the military to emulate shit that they did in the late 60s. A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. Everywhere that I go, there's someone telling me, oh, you're better. A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint.
Checkpoint, Charlie the Feds point inequality. Endangered species like tigers and Bengali. Treated subhuman for entertainment and labor. Never did they think we would ever become neighbors, so they treat us with contempt. Beat us to death, it's assassination, not attempt. No leaders is left. And the kids don't learn when the teacher cutting the class. Little kids gon' burn when the snake's cutting the grass. The best of us look at the faces of protesters while the rest of us singing the praises of our oppressors. Fuck a Valentine, my heart go out to Palestine. My name autocorrect to Taliban. So since the days of the dollar van, the hollow man recognized the needs of the common man. One man's terrorist, it's the next man's freedom fighter. Gotta fire it up, I'ma be the lighter.
A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. Where that I go, there's someone telling me, oh, you're better. A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. Imaginary lines across a flaming road. We gotta leave before we're out of time. Everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint. Where that I go, there's someone telling me, oh, you're better. A checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint, a checkpoint, a checkpoint, everywhere a checkpoint.
Man, that was crazy. That was a hot track, wasn't it, boy?
Yeah, that's dope little
back
track.
To the show, y'all. That was K Salam, M1 from Dead Press, and Talib Kweli. I bet you won't ever hear that on the radio.
Probably not. We got a caller too, fam.
So, hey, man, so what you think about that? Huh?
I said we got a caller too.
Yeah, let's take this caller real quick. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Jamie Bay. I'm calling from North Carolina area.
Peace. What's going on, sister?
Peace, y'all.
What's going on in North Carolina?
Hey, we trying to get free out here. But my question is, I recently received some information as far as the using the 98 number, the EIN number. After I get through that process, do you know how to tie that to the trust that Noble Drew Ali set up for us?
I hear you, but it's like I can't even talk about that on this show that long. But I'm getting ready to start up some consulting stuff on my website, but that needs to be discussed. And I know a lot of this stuff is going across the internet right now, but I want to walk people through these things because people can get in trouble if you don't really know what you're doing. And I know there's a lot of gurus on YouTube, and everybody selling people half the information. An EIN number one, is just a employee identification number. Get that. Mm-hmm. But it's a process you have to really go through, sis. You know what I mean? To actually understand how that works.
Okay. Well, keep up the good work, brother.
Give thanks.
Give thanks. Do you also is there how could I find out how to bring you in to North Carolina? How can I find all the information out?
Email me at info@thesabirbeyshow.
info@sabirbeyshow.com.
Info@thesabirbeyshow.com.
Hey, Sabir, you breaking up, so I'm gonna say it again. It's info@thesabirbeyshow.com.
Oh, okay, the in front of it. Okay,
right. I seen it kept cutting out when you was getting that part, so I wanted to make sure you got it before you got off the line, sister.
Okay, I appreciate it.
No worries.
Y'all be blessed.
You
Peace
too.
and love.
Peace.
And that's why the troublemaker is there.
Oh yeah. You know, because I know what it is. And before you get started, real quick, last week on the show, the guy came in with the little tech thing for the tablet, and there was a lot of people that was watching the show, and they was like, why is he looking at this guy like that? And I had to go back and watch it myself, and I was like, but let me explain. It's not that I had a problem with the guy because I thought his invention was real dope, but when I see things like that, my first thought is, what happens when we put our children in STEM programs? When we put our kids around electronics and science and technology and mathematics, what kind of wonders can we create? I mean, because we have created things that have sustained life for generations off bare necessities. Imagine what happens when we have, a financial backing and a open area in which we can work and develop things through a processed mind that has been cultivated with all kinds of information that has been long since lost from our ancestors. So I was just, in deep thought about how we can improve ourselves and come up with our own inventions too. But yeah, man, I got all kind of calls about that.
He was like, yo, man, he ain't feeling it, man.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. He ain't feeling it, But it was funny because everybody hit me with the same thing, man. I was like, I don't know. You got to ask him, why he was like that. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was,
Right, doing your thing. Yeah, so that's what that was. It was no shade to the guy and his invention. I was just, I'm always thinking about our people and how we can take what other people are doing and, impress upon our own generation that, we can do these same things, or something that we can benefit from that's going to help our people too. We don't have to keep relying on other people to make all of these technological advances. We have more than enough capabilities to do for ourselves if we would trust in ourselves more. So that was it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, because everybody was tripping off you with that, brother. He's acting like he's the mad black man. He's RBG.
Only Monday through Sunday, man. Only Monday through Sunday.
Wow. Let's get into this, man. Listen, y'all can feel free. This is actually, again, you know how I am. I know attorneys. I know politicians. I know all of them look at this show. They're going to relook at it again. They watching it. This is a call out to them. So they can call us to say that we're wrong. What we're doing. Listen. And I would suggest in every state, you get your motor vehicle law book. Every state has its own motor vehicle law. What I just gave y'all was the top of where everything is coming from.
Right.
Then it trickles down to the state, okay? The CFR is the Code of Federal Regulations. The United States codes, then that's that. And then it comes down to your state motor vehicle law. Number one, it's a motor. You have engine and a motor. They're two total different things, if you understand that. Motor and the engine is two different things, period, in law. And people understand that. This is why it's mandatory to study the law. So when I went into that and explaining the transportation issue, because if you listen to the lingo all the time, they say we have passengers and drivers. And shout out to the only hip hop show. I was just on their show Tuesday. Wow. Building on that, because you have passengers and you have drivers. In law, I don't go, if you have a law dictionary, just Google it. Go to law, punch it up, punch in driver. Driver, by definition, is someone who's employed, that is operating a coach, carriage, or a wagon. A passenger don't pay a fare. I mean, a guest don't pay a fare. The passenger pays the fare. Like when you get on the buses and the trains, it says passengers.
Right.
That's transportation, because you're transporting people.
Right, and you charge them a fee.
Understand the difference. So you charge a fee. But what happens, again, is going right back to media again. If media and the insurance companies putting money behind that, that's what you're going to believe, because everybody believes what's on TV.
Right.
I told you I've been doing this since 2003. They never challenged me on what I'm saying was wrong. But they know they have the eyes and the ears of the asses, which they'll call the masses. So if you don't research this information yourself, you're going to fall victim to everything that's going on. All right. When you look at the whole, there's a term called, and I'm going to get it the correct spelling for y'all so y'all can look it up for yourself. There's a term called corpus delicti. Did you hear that clear?
Yeah, corpus delicti, yeah.
All right, let me spell it out for everybody real quick. You can go online. C-O-R-P-U-S-D-E-L-I-C-T-I. Delicti. What corpus delicti means? The body of the crime. That's what it means. It's a Latin word. So what happened, motor vehicle laws are not criminal because you have to have a body of a crime. There's only criminal and civil law.
Right.
One is civil, one is criminal. So where is the corpus delicti, or the body of the crime, have in a motor vehicle? Don't tell me if they might hit somebody. That's your opinion. They might hit somebody. See what I'm saying? Go back.
Yeah.
That's the opinion that you might. This is going back to the facts again. In courts of law, you can't deal with opinions. You got to deal with facts.
Right.
You can't deal with past tense and future tenses. You got to deal with the present, which is the now, or the noun. Now and noun, the present. So you give me your opinion on something, don't make it factual. So again, that's for those who know what I'm talking about, because that's their thing, right? They'll say something like that. But if it's civil, then it has to be some type of breach of a contract, and it's only a money thing. If it's civil, let me repeat this again. If it's criminal, it's only civil and criminal. Anybody in law school knows this, civil or criminal. So where does the motor vehicle law fall under? Criminal or civil? It can be civil because it's dealing with money after that. You can't go to jail unless there was a contract. Or the other part would be an infraction. So I want people to look these things up. And you look up infractions, it's a breach of some type of contract. So now you have to see where you have a contract with these people at. Where do you have a contract with these people? Because now you breached the contract.
Right.
You follow me? And it's really you pay money. And that's a civil thing now. See what I'm saying? So this is how they play the whole game. And those that know what I'm talking about know exactly what I'm saying. So again, if I'm putting all this money in insurance companies and telling them, yo, tell people they don't have insurance, we want to take their car. You can't take people's cars or their property without due process. If that's the case, you're telling me that I don't own my property then.
Right.
Read the Constitution. Again, this is not for the people that don't know. It's for the people who know and know exactly what I'm saying. But I'm informing y'all, if y'all have a problem with any of these people, they can always reach out to me. I'll make it plain like Malcolm said to them. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. They cannot take a person's property without due process. Due process meaning that you have to have a jury of your peers and dealing with according to the law. That's just how it's set up. So again, what they're doing to people every day for saying they're not having insurance. And then if you're a Muslim or a Christian, or you have any type of religious belief, in your Quran or your Bible, it tells you that insurances are gambles. And people understand that's gambling. And gambling is all in the Quran and Bible. Now, I'm not a religious man, but I know it's in there. You follow me? So again, it's in there. It's in both of them, right?
Yeah.
So they're gambling that you won't be in an accident, and you're gambling that you will be in an accident. Now, I would say to people, your money is called the insurance companies. Ask the insurance companies for a refund if you don't have an accident in that year. That would be the smart thing to do, right? Ask for a refund. I'm disarming you. We talking about justice, right? Let's deal with that. Understanding how all this works. And it takes really hours. And the thing is that when you go to law school, teaching them the ropes, they teaching them how to manipulate people. So when I play these songs sometimes talking about the politicians and the judges, and Lauryn Hill made a song called I forgot the name of the song, but anyway, she talked about how you get cross-examined by master manipulators, receiving the judge's favor. But she's telling you that you're getting cross-examined by all the manipulators, which are the prosecutors and the attorneys. You know, and I know some of them are going to try to take this video and try to say, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about, but they know how to reach me in every kind of way. So it's just here. So what you're saying all the time, Anthony, don't leave a comment.
Hey, man,
calling on that
say
day.
it while we on. Don't wait till Friday at 5:35 to decide you got everything in the world to get off your chest. Go on Go on, pick up the phone and give us a call. 323-965-1600. Go on, give us a call now. Don't wait till Saturday afternoon when you ain't got nothing to do to decide you want to start a slander campaign. And, you know, regardless if you like Sabir or regardless if you like me, you know, research the information. If the information is good, take the information and run with it. If you have found something in the information that is incorrect, call us and then let us know. You know, and then we'll go from there as far as, you know, trying to rectify it and make it right.
Forget the messenger. Did you get the message? That's all I'm looking at. Forget the messenger. Did you receive the message that I delivered? Like he said, I could care less whether you like me or not. The truth is the truth. It's not my belief, period. It's based on the facts. And when you're dealing in court cases, it's always based on the facts. It's not based on a person's belief or opinions. And we all go to court saying, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God? They say that all the time. Am I right? So if you're in the court saying I tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, then what you bringing in beliefs for or opinions for? That's not what that's for. So again, they know how to manipulate our people. And let me go back to this whole criminal law again. Criminal law, and I'm gonna show you how they get away with this stuff all the time. What they call it, white collar crimes. That's what they call it, right? It says criminal laws are assault and battery, right? Murder, negligence, and malpractice. All those things happen. All of them. You don't see these cats going to jail though, do you? But you're gonna have someone go to jail for a moving violation infraction. Someone to go to jail for that because someone says it's the law and it's not a law at all. Only it becomes the law when you're operating in transportation. Transportation is going to link you directly to commerce. Commerce is dealing with goods, traveling, you know, trade, all that type of stuff. That's what it is. I know this is kind of hard for some people, but I just say don't jump right out there with it. I would say study this information, get some law, doing all of this.
Definitely. You definitely, you know, you can't just get, you know, a few pieces from Sabir or from, you know, somebody you trust and then just take it and run with it. You know, you got to really get in there and study, and you got to be well versed in these situations before you go out there and make a spectacle of yourself, you know, taking tidbits of information. So you always got to study before you just jump out here and open your mouth about something, and that keeps you safe, you know, and it protects you in the long run.
Hey, listen. Like I said, it's you know, it's well overdue, man, with me challenging them, and I've been saying it for years, and people keep saying you should do that, and I'm like, they're not gonna call me. I'm not gonna talk about your religious beliefs. I could care less about what your religion is. I'm like Malcolm, with you and your God. We got other issues to deal with.
Exactly.
You know, again, people up on false things, and actually, again, I want people to look up the RICO law. The RICO law, which is racketeering, they make it in Hollywood again. You got to remember that damn Hollywood. They make it seem like it was just dealing with the mob. It ain't about just the mob. It's anybody that's dealing with taking bribes, taking money, period. Mm-hmm. The RICO law is dealing with, in all local municipalities, police too, are organizations. And it'll tell you about organizations. Look up the RICO law. And then you will actually start seeing. And who you're supposed to contact for those violations is the Attorney General. That's who you're supposed to contact for all of the violations. Or they will tell you that your property and property can't sue. Maybe that's what it is. You don't really own anything.
Yeah, you know, and you know, we need a whole another hour just to touch on.
We need a whole another hour for that. But I'm here for book. You know,
yeah.
I'm gonna speak about it in Dallas and in Houston. I guess when I get around it, and if anybody want to book me, they can info at the SabirBeyShow.com. I'm here. You know, and this is what we do every Friday. This is why I ask people to donate to the show. That Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, all 6 of them, I believe, right, LeRon?
Yeah.
We have all 6 of them, right?
Yeah, 6.
And shout out to everybody that's, huh?
I said, yeah, it's 6 of them.
And shout out to everybody that's in there eating them chicken and waffles and Roscoe's. You know what I mean?
You know,
full. Hope y'all take this. Huh?
I said, in there getting full.
In there getting full. But I hope y'all take this information and y'all can share it out to, I don't care who it is, man. I mean, if you have people call them lawyers. And actually, the DJ from Tuesday, he said, what's the brother's name? He said, My father's, what do you say? My father's a lawyer. I said, no, he's an attorney. He's not a lawyer. He's an attorney. There's a total, it was funny because I have to cut people because there's a difference between a lawyer and an attorney. A lawyer is one who goes by the term jurist, J-U-R-I-S. Google that right now. J-U-R-I-S. Jurist is somebody versed and skilled in law. Attorney practice law. It's different. He's at law, not in law. At, like being at the door, but not in the door. It is not playing on words. It is what it is. Otis juris secundum, 7. Go look it up, period. You will actually see the difference between the two. So they're not necessarily lawyers. They're basically attorneys. And if you go to ask them, I dare y'all to go ask any attorney for their bar card that says lawyer on there. I'm going to repeat this again just in case they didn't hear me. Ask any attorney for their license to be a lawyer, not an attorney, lawyer. This is going to say on there. How do I know? Because we went to one in Philadelphia and we asked an attorney for his bar card, and they have to pay dues. This is what I do. I don't get on these radio shows just to be getting on here, just to be saying, or TV show, because actually it's TV.
Right.
So, I mean, this is what we do here. You know, again, I mean, wow, time be flying, don't it?
I told you.
Anything you got to say?
Man, it's going to take us about another 4 or 5 months to get used to an hour versus 3 hours, because it's just, you trying to condense a lot of stuff. You know, we dealing with law, and then we talk about current events, and then we take callers. You trying to fit that all in, man. It's going to take some time, you know.
Hey, man, listen. I hope everybody get. That's why I tell people, take these shows, share them out. I dare challenge any last one of these people that I just mentioned. Terrain, anything you want to share before we get out of here?
I did have a quick question about attorneys versus lawyers. So do attorneys represent corporate interests, or does it matter?
Attorneys represent fictions, and actually they straw people. They can't represent a live human being. They can't, and what happens, you don't ever see a rich person going into the court with an attorney, do you? They send their mouthpiece in there to speak for them. Somebody knows something somewhere. So what happens, a lawyer is, again, go by the word jurist. There's a term called impropria persona sui juris. I'm going to repeat this again. Impropria persona sui juris, which means you're in your proper person. That's what that means. So attorneys act as agents. They're officers of the court. A judge is an officer of the court. The prosecutor is officer of the court, and your attorney. All of them. They all are. Period. They only operate and deal with.
Okay, and then on a totally different subject, it seems like there's a lot of confusion about this or else question. I know that the show wasn't necessarily about that, but they're talking about justice or else and what does it mean, and how do we measure what justice is, you know, moving forward. So what's your take on just the idea of justice?
Oh, you talking for the or else?
I don't, you know, I would have to talk with them brothers and find out why, because or else what? Either we going to go to war or we're going to get with this knowledge. Which one?
Well, it's supposed to have something to do with boycotts, like dealing with, Black Friday.
I'm not with the boycott. First of all, I never celebrated none of those holidays anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, if you're talking about boycotting, you're talking to Christians that ain't going to boycott those holidays. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is just dumb. It's not me speaking negative. This is just our people. Again, we have been conditioned to believe these things because we don't. Again, we say we have knowledge of self, but do we really? Or we are really indoctrinated.
So you can't cancel Christmas.
I don't celebrate it. So it don't matter to me.
But then
since
too,
I was probably 18 years old, I didn't do it.
When you're looking at boycotting served an intended purpose. You boycotted until something that you wanted was corrected or addressed. We are not in a situation where we need to be still waiting for an intended outcome from people who we know don't have our best interests at heart. So what it should be is theoretically it should be a boycott that turns into a separation. Because once when you boycott something, that means you stop using this and you find something else to use. But in this case, we don't need to go back to where we just left from because we know that they don't care about us. So once we find the replacement, we need to stick with that replacement, build that replacement up, and that becomes our new vessel. We can't
Right.
because people talking about boycotting Black Friday, but then you're gonna be taking part in Cyber Monday. Come on, fam.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
It's Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday.
Because
I would say boycott paying tickets.
Right.
If you really want to be, if you really want to be gangsters, boycott all the tickets they giving y'all.
Exactly.
Even though the real hood dudes really do that anyway. The hood dudes, we don't necessarily tickets. Again, arm yourself with the knowledge, man. We got to arm ourselves with the knowledge. And I will be in Detroit November the 7th down at Nandi's Knowledge Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 90 Cafe will be there. November the 7th is going down. The screening of Out of Darkness. We have Houston tomorrow, 7 p.m. at the Shape Center. We have Dallas on the 24th, 25th at the Doc Bookstore. For any more information, y'all can email me. Download the Sabir Bey Show app also. The Sabir Bey Show app is available. Again, info@thesabirbeyshow.com. I want to thank my troublemaker, Anthony. Because I'll be out here for like a month and a half around that time frame on the East Coast back and forth. And actually, I'll be at the Zulu anniversary this year, too. So y'all don't want to miss it this year. It's going to be off the hook. I want to thank my brother Anthony. I want to thank Jessica Abraham Hogan. I had to say her last name because they got on me about the last Hogan part last time. I want to thank Nina. I want to thank Nina Soul, Karen McGee, my co-host Alberto, Sal. I mean, Hayes. If I missed anybody, man, it's not purposely done. Right. So I want to thank I want to thank the engineer, my man. I love coming on this brother's show, man. This show is off the hook, man. But I want to thank LaRon for always holding us down. And I want to thank RMC. My man Johnny, I want to thank you too, man, for RMC allowing me to have this platform. Until next week, y'all, I want to say peace to everybody. Brother, what you going to take us out with? McFadden and Whitehead?
Probably.
Yes, sir.
Oh, also, if you get a chance, for the viewing audience, 2 things that you should look up. Look up the human rights, all of those articles, and then look up civil rights. Look at what the difference is and what they address, and then figure out what we need to be talking about when we get out here on these media vessels. So just, something to look forward to and look over until next week, and then hopefully we'll jump into some of that next week.
Yes, sir. Peace and love. I see y'all when I get back. Let's go out. Philly's own McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now. We out.
Oh, is she at my... No, we good.
So many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want you to listen to every word I say, Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Stopping us now. We got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. We got it. that has a negative vibe. And if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act well. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. No. We're moving, grooving. Moving, yeah, I know. Moving, go. Ain't no stop.